Holly Hollander, Akaroa District Promotions. Welcome over the hill.
Got Andrew Dalglish as well.
And Andrew, welcome.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. I won't break out into the national anthem.
Go on. We've been likened recently to a Merivale wife. But it's a compliment. But mostly we feel like a struggling solo mother on a benefit. Oh, if it were so glamorous as a Merivale wife, I'm afraid that's not the reality in Akaroa. Yes, we've had a good summer. We've had 65 cruise ships. We've had 200,000 cruise passengers and crew coming into our harbour. And we've got a thriving tourism industry there. We've got lots of domestic visitors, lots of international visitors. But I'm afraid the toilet complaints that we've received over the summer are abysmal, and our facilities are really lacking. And we know that the council know that already, because I think the Tourism Infrastructure Fund is being looked at the moment for Akaroa. But yes, the toilets are definitely antiquated and have been a number of complaints from our visitors. So yes, Akaroa is booming and buzzing, and we've had a good summer, but we're not as glamorous as all that, and we're definitely on the map. So while we've been voted one of the best ports in Australasia, we have had those complaints about the toilets, and not just the toilets, but you know, we're not asking for much. We really aren't. We have been trying for 20 years to get a cold water shower on our beach. How many towns in New Zealand have a cold water shower on their beach? Many, many, many. We're not asking for much at all. We just want a little bit more help with our facilities. And like a Merivale wife, we want to put our lipstick on and look good. We want to feel proud of our town. A lick of paint doesn't do any harm. And also, you know, it just seems easier for the council to close the tracks than to repair them or take the rubbish bins down rather than to empty them. Just seems very strange. So we need more rubbish bins. A drinking fountain here or there would be great too. Some more picnic tables. Look, you know, we're thriving over there, but we just need a little bit more help with our facilities, and we would really appreciate it. So while we are grateful absolutely to council for the support we do get, both for Akaroa District Promotions and for our town, and we know that you know, you are busy with helping funding us and doing your best, we ask for a little bit more. We ask to be recognised a bit more. We ask for more power to our community boards. And we also really support the village plan idea that the council has presented recently. We would like to be a part of that plan, and we think that's a really good idea to look at a plan for Akaroa moving forward, and how we can work together with different organisations in the village to produce that plan. So we really support that idea.
Thanks, Holly. Yeah, look, Councillor Kewen's got front and centre on the whole thing, but it really does emphasise how we come across. We're either an orphan that got dropped at the city's doorstep with a luggage label on our collar, courtesy of Bob Parker, or we're the jewel in the crown on the backdrop of Akaroa. As far as you budgeting and the money that you invest in the peninsula, we're always going to score badly. We simply do not stack up on a dollar return on rates that you receive and what you're spending. On top of that, there's income from the cruise ship anchorage, which we understand you don't do jam jar accounting. We're not sure what that is. There's the rural rates, and then there's the money and I guess the product that we contribute to Christchurch and the Canterbury economy. As Holly has said, last year we were voted top cruise ship destination for Australasia. That's purely the passion of the people that sell the product and go down and make sure everything goes the best we can. It's a beautiful place as well. We've got boutique producers there, and our tourism operators continually put up national award-winning performances. But we're really after just some basic stuff. In the submission there's a whole lot of stuff about the wharf. You've got funding in there. There's a big flash sculpture out by the airport that I know is not a navigation assistance. It doesn't help people flying in and out of the airport. But the second biggest international arrivals destination for Canterbury is a place called Akaroa. The wharf is terrible. There's plenty of evidence, if you like, through the community board meetings about trip hazards on the wharf, about the capacity not being up to scratch. You've got the funding there, but it just keeps getting pushed out. Please, can we get some first world solutions to something that's really, really special? This is for the long-term plan. We're talking toilets, we're talking rubbish, but you know, what does it take to get something to happen, please? Thanks.
Thank you very much. So, do we have questions? Anne?
Yeah, just in terms of your visitors coming from overseas, do you have any capacity to, or any provision to take donations from people? I'm just thinking of the museum, for example, where there's a donations box, and they do actually collect a significant amount of money. Would that help? I mean, if people knew that they were supporting something like, that sort of facility.
Obviously, any income's great. I mean, Councillor Turner's very familiar with the proposal to put a levy on cruise ship visitors for the hospital, and you know, it's just another levy, he'll have council attached to it. I mean, it's a real gnarly chestnut. Yes, the money would be great, but as soon as you do that, the cruise ship companies are going, oh look, this is a pain in the neck and all the rest of it, they pay too much. It would be nice, but I think it's way too hard.
Can I just add to that too, that one of our suggestions is that we put a donation box where the Freedom Campers camp, providing more facilities for them, but actually having a donation box, and we know from surveys is that they are prepared to pay $10 a night to be provided some facilities and give something back to the community. So that is our suggestion also, that there is a donation box for the Freedom Campers that then goes back into environmental or projects in the village.
Andrew?
The seasonality of running businesses in Akaroa is something that I'm certainly very aware of, and you know, those that run businesses in Akaroa are often painfully aware of. I'm interested in the part of your submission that talks about ADP's willingness to work with council on a village plan or some sort of development plan for Akaroa, and possibly using the resource that we've got there as the Banks Peninsula Meets site to develop some kind of year-round attraction. Is there something there that you're able to expand on a little bit more as to how you would envisage such a partnership working, or what sort of outcomes you would be looking for there?
Well, I think Little River have already have a model in place, don't they, with the Wairua Community Trust, and it would have to be a collaboration with the Akaroa Issues Working Party and other groups in Akaroa that represent and are part of that village plan, like the Civic Trust and other lobby groups. It'd be very important that would be a plan that would consist of lots of different organisations.
So you would see council perhaps being the catalyst for that, but most of the work actually being done within the Akaroa community?
Yes, please. I think the village plan would just give that a figurehead. You know, this time last year there was quite a good spat in the media between ourselves and the Civic Trust. We would like to promote Akaroa for tourism. The Civic Trust would have you believe that people only go to Akaroa to see the historic buildings, and they're the sole people that preserve those. I mean, I'm embellishing that, of course, but we all live in a place we're very proud of. We share 80% of the same vision and all the rest of it. I think having a village plan as a catalyst would get those parties around a table and actually fleshing out what needs to be done. And you know, it's a several year job, but yes, I think it'd be a great start.
Any other questions? Oh, sorry, Aaron.
I was just a
hesitate.
clarification from you. You should hesitate. From last week's
Just
faux pas
caution.
was that, and I won't be mentioning the N
No,
word,
no,
but
no,
or the
not
W
the
word.
word.
But my comments around Akaroa is that it is one of the best looking places in the world. Banks Peninsula, we've seen through the submissions, the photos. It is truly a stunning place. So if you got the wrong end of the stick. I certainly wasn't saying anything negative about either of the areas of Christchurch. I'm very proud of both, but Akaroa is truly stunning. So thank you for coming and doing your deputation.
Thanks.
Yes,
Thank you.
And
that
sorry
might-
for calling you good looking.
That might have helped you feel better, but it doesn't make me feel any happier about what you said. So we had a submission earlier on from a group of communities who are putting together, well, they've lodged an expression of interest for a Banks Peninsula Geopark, which obviously you're familiar with.
Yes.
It does seem to me to have an incredible amount of opportunity associated with it in terms of that whole ecotourism and also the education and the cultural aspects as well.
You've got 2 marine reserves there. You've got the wild side. It just gets better and better.
Yeah. I mean, you guys told me about it when I went over there, so I was already familiar with it. But it's just such an enormous opportunity. So, all right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.